Rappler, 13th of March 2024, Marcos on the West Philippine Sea, we have not declined any of China's proposals. China has not fulfilled any commitments it has made to the Philippines and is likely to do so again as soon as it gains adequate access to the South China Sea. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. affirmed that his administration has not rejected a single Chinese proposal for managing the escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea. He stated, "We have not rejected any proposal that China has put forth to us, however, we do question the premise." At a joint press conference with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Berlin on Tuesday, March 12, during his official visit. Following a Chinese diplomat's claim that the Philippine government was disregarding Beijing's illusory offers to normalize the situation in the South China Sea, the response was issued. The Chinese official, speaking anonymously to the Manila Times, asserted that Beijing allegedly sent 11 concept documents to the Philippines, but the Marcos administration did not respond to them. However, according to the President of the Philippines, China operates under the assumption that Manila will respect its expansive claims to the South China Sea. China has established that its territory is a republic, as it is presently referred to. The line is 10 dashes long. An international organization, with the exception of the Philippines, does not recognize this. It is merely a Chinese fabrication, Marcos explained. For many years, our baselines have been firmly established. China has previously encroached upon the economic zone in question. Further progress is exceedingly improbable until China acknowledges the fundamental premise upon which it has built its entire discourse with the Philippines, he continued. The Chinese desired. Beijing reportedly demanded a guarantee from the Marcos administration that it would refrain from transporting construction materials to BRP Sierra Madre, the deteriorating Philippine Navy vessel that functions as a military outpost on Engin Shoal, 2nd Thomas Shoal, as reported in the Manila Times. Beijing would grant permission for a Philippine vessel to conduct resupply missions to the ship from World War II. The Philippine government vehemently opposed this gentleman's agreement, as China terms it, because it considered it a violation of the Philippine Constitution and international law. An arbitral judgment in 2016 rendered China's 9-line claim in the South China Sea null and void and designated Engin Shoal as an area falling within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Although a limited number of Chinese proposals were considered partially feasible, an extensive examination, deliberation, and scrutiny within the Philippine government led to the conclusion that many of them were insulting and ran counter to our national interests, the Department of Foreign Affairs stated. The Philippines, according to the agency, submitted counter-proposals that were disregarded by China. The two parties reached a consensus during Marcos' meeting with Chancellor Scholz to persist in advocating for a rules-based international order. Marcos thanked Germany for its continued support to the capacity building of the Philippine Coast Guard, the agency at the forefront of efforts to assert Manila's rights in the West Philippine Sea, as stated in a press release from Malacong. President Marcos states that our mutual dedication to upholding international law fosters a harmonious environment for collaborative efforts on matters of global significance and fortifies our partnership. Just before Marcos's arrival, the two countries endorsed a joint declaration of intent on enhancing cooperation in the maritime sector. Marcos stated, "It must be acknowledged that the South China Sea is responsible for 60% of global trade, so this is not just an issue for the Philippines, ASEAN, or the Indo-Pacific region, it affects the entire world. Preserving the South China Sea as a secure passageway for international commerce is paramount to all nations involved."